And we're back to transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, videos of me reacting to a bunch of screen caps that I got. That basically response a video of comments in response to comments I made against these deviant lifestyles and some other stuff. Trigger warning: words like penis, vagina, uterus, ovaries, testicles, and vulva will be used in these videos. I am a Bible-believing Christian, so I say it take you off. There are people that say that Christian don't believe in the Bible. Well, they say it take you off. There are people that say that God is, wrong. That God is evil, which is wrong, or God does not exist, which is wrong. And what they say may take you off. I have the screen caps. I have a bunch of screen caps I have here, or on the screen. I'm looking at them right now on my big old giant, older, big old giant, but definitely older school. TV here, but not as. I used to have this big old wooden jerk, huge jerk. Okay, cathode ray cathode ray tube, they call it CRT. Big old huge guy, but the vertical hold stopped working once. Eventually, you saw it on my old Matrix, Into the Matrix or Matrix. Path of Neo review, Path of Neo playthrough. Yeah, it stopped working, and I had to switch to a different TV. Poor thing, but it was huge, and just wood paneled. It was crazy. This thing is way more modern than that, but it's still, of course, not the most modern. But that's okay. It's modern enough for me to use. So let's continue on here. What are we talking about? I want to be showing them because I've told my brother has told me that these can be considered evidence of harassment. Meaning when someone basically is posting content saying they're considering ending it all because they don't like the way their body looks or sounds or what it does normally and naturally, like menstruate. Then and I say there's no need to do that. Here are the scientific reasons why, the biblical reasons why I believe that is the case. They can say that's harassment because they're not thinking straight. So no names and icons talked about, because here's the deal: it's not about who said what specifically. It's about basically what people who say this stuff believe and why I must stand against it. Continue on here. This person was saying, here's some links to sites that support the transgender lifestyle. So I'm going to talk about that other site, basically wrong. And so here's that stuff. Why are you a person who's saying that this stuff's wrong on a site, on a video about this stuff? Basically, like, you're saying this stuff's wrong. But so why are you here? Because I disagree. but we don't like hearing that. It hurts our feelings. Too bad. Continue on here. Next. If you understand, I respectfully use the pronouns trans people use. No. Good job. You did something most transphobes can't. Thank you for accepting trans people now. They need that acceptance. Have a nice day. And someone said, and I say, no, you won't. There's no need for you to try, or you now. Someone must have said, I'm going to be, I was born with ovaries, I'm going to be male. I'm like, no, you won't. I'm going to be male someday. I'm like, no, you won't. Leave it to try. You are you now. That's where it came from. You are you now. Because basically, what these people also get wrong is that they will say, why are you trying to stop me from being who I want to be? I'm like, be me, be who I want to be. I'm like, you don't need to do. There's no process. You are you now. I say now. That's one of the my transgender ministry pillars of my transgender ministry. You are you now. It's very important to say that because people don't understand or are getting it wrong. They're thinking that if they change the way they look, they'll become them. When that's not the case. What is the case is they are already them, and sometimes you gotta live with the way you look or sound, what your body does normally and naturally, because it's normal. That's human stuff. So we gotta help them with that. Let's go. And then someone says, "Your comics, have you ever worn makeup?" And I say, "No, and I do not plan to." So because they're trying to find ways to try to go out, mess my, basically destroy my argument by saying, makeup's the same thing as lying about what biological sex you are. Like, no, it's not. Continue on. And someone else says, here it comes. Also, this is just about accepting your body. How do you explain social dysphoria? It's a type of same stuff. Again, basically people are afraid of what others will think of them because of the way they look, and that's bad. I've had to deal with that myself. But the answer is not to try and, basically disguise yourself and lie about what sex you are and whatnot. The answer is not to do that. The answer is to basically be like, okay, understand that some people get it wrong. Okay, some people look at you and see something bad because they've been misinformed. Okay, that's the way I now see it. Okay, they basically see me and say, "Oh no, is he a gangster?" I'm like, no. Is he a criminal of some kind? No, no. But yeah, some people will say that because they were taught that, and that's wrong. But you gotta basically help them see that that's not the case through basically just not acting the way that they think you're going to act, and that's how it goes. Let's continue on here. I explain social dysphoria. It's fear of what people think of you. Would think of you based on how you look. Continue on. The need to be called a different name or pronouns. That is also, again, the need is temptation to sin. The temptation to try and deceive people into treating you. You want them to treat them. You want them to treat you. Yeah, and unfortunately that's not going to happen all the time. You got to learn to live with that. That is backed up by science and science of surveys. Now, I know science of surveys, not the science of anatomy. So continue on. The very science that you're refusing to listen to, the science of surveys. Basically, the science of surveys says, we got to see what's going on here. Crap. Got a old ball mouse here. So yeah, we'll be very exaggerated in my movements here. Got time. The science of surveys basically is what people have gathered from other people, and it basically said, what do you like? What do you not like? And when it comes to the transgender lifestyle, there are people that say, I like this transgender lifestyle because I'm learning to. I'm basically pulling the wool over people's eyes. I'm getting people to acknowledge my pronouns, acknowledge my deception, basically. And that makes me happy. So it's like the science of survey says that's good. The science of anatomy says that's wrong. That's bad because and science of course, actual true psychology says that's bad too because you're basically going against reality. Okay. For a fantasy, that's a bad fantasy. That messes itself up. When reality comes along with people who are doing this stuff, that they freak out because it's like, oh no, my bubble, So that's bad news. And someone else says, hopefully your comment is up now. I had to approve it since I have filters replaced. As people start cussing out the comment section. Sadly, that does happen. I think the algorithm just got confused by the links, though. Thanks for posting some good resources. Bad resources. Then I say that is fear. Social dysphoria. That's fear. Fear of what people will think and do to you because of how you look. Also, the need to be called a certain pronoun is because of confusion about what they mean. He, him means born with testicles. She, her means born with ovaries. And some people are like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, what does it mean? It's like, something else. I'm like, it means he, him means born with testicles. He, her, she, her means born with ovaries. So continue on. That's how it goes. Female. He, him means male. She, her means female. That's what it means. And as well, someone else says, you, a transphobic person. Well, get used to that. Let's go. Hero collects. Someone says, science states that trans people have the physical brain structure of the gender they identify as. Well, according to the science of surveys. Not all the time. Okay, there's times when you'll definitely, if they do brain scans and they're like, oh yeah, this person with testicles has a brain that looks more like a person with ovaries brain. And this person with ovaries has a brain that looks more like a person with testicles brain. But that's not all the time. There will be times when you see someone born with testicles whose brain will look like a person born with testicles brain. Someone born with ovaries whose brain looks like a person born with ovaries brain. But some of those people could say they're trans. Okay. So are you going to stop them? If you find through brain scans that the person born with testicles who's transgender saying that that he is a woman, or person with ovaries that says that she is a man, and their brain looks like the brain of the biological sex that they are you going to stop them from being trans? Of course not. It's not about brains, because it's not about brains. It's about what people want, even if that stuff is bad for them. Continue on here. Next, someone says, the gender they identify. Okay, so here we go. Science says that states that trans people have the physical brain structure of the gender they identify as, which makes no difference because it's just brain. Continue on. This may be basic biology, but more advanced biology That's wrong. Says we're valid. No, wrong. You would know that. You would know that if you actually cared about science without just putting people down. I say, true, science says the brains can look different, but they are still brains. Testicles and ovaries are totally different things, and they are what are used to classify biological sex. Sorry.